Hi, Ariella. Let's take a look at this last set of essays you sent us. The first one is about green energy. Let's see what you said. Experts across the world, singular, have debated benefits and drawbacks of increasing the production of renewable energies. Some believe that green energy is more convenient, careful with your spelling, and ecologically friendly. Here you need some sort of contrast. While others believe that this new energy resource would not be enough to sustain the world's needs. Personally, I consider the preservation of our environment a priority that outweighs, so no T, just an S instead, any possible drawbacks. This essay will discuss both views using recent studies conducted by the University of Cambridge to demonstrate points and prove arguments. Okay, fine, little grammar things, okay? But I really want you to work on those grammatical errors because those are the things that will hold you back from getting the score you need. Remember that your introduction is kind of like the examiner's first impression of your writing. And so when the examiner sees a lot of mistakes, it's not creating the impression you really want. So you want your introduction to be strong, you want it to be accurate, clear, so you really can present your essay in the best possible light. All right? So let's take a look at what you wrote after that. On one hand, there is ample evidence that solar, geothermal, I thought it was geothermal, to be honest with you, or wind energy costs are dropping down considerably throughout, careful with your spelling, the years, comma, making green energy really competitive. For example, the University of Cambridge has pointed out that the cost of infrastructure, careful with your spelling, needed for wind energy dropped considerably, get rid of down, in the past few decades, and the main reason is twofold. Firstly, new technologies optimized spelling, productivity, and secondly, maintenance, again spelling, costs are lower than predicted. In addition, the research has underlined how countries, which, not whom, no, hold on, let's fix it again. In addition, the research has underlined how countries, whose economy is going green, this is awkward, you can tell that, had registered a significant improvement in air quality. An example would be Finland, where the plunge of fossil fuel energy has been followed by a drop of CO2 levels, a well-noted life-threatening gas. Therefore, it is clear that green energy is not only economically convenient spelling, but also crucial for tackling pollution and ultimately our life expectancy. All right, you talked about, let's see. Let me see if I understand your logic here. I thought it took you a while to get to your main ideas, to be totally honest with you. So let's see. The costs are dropping. And then, okay, so first you talked about the cost dropping. Then you said the infrastructure for wind energy is dropping. And then you explained why they're dropping. And then here you talked about the improvement in air quality. And then, okay, all right, it's fine. It's fine. It didn't take you a while to get to it. You actually introduced the topic in your first sentence. I just missed that little bit here about cost, so it's fine. No, I thought it was fine. You talked about both elements that you were supposed to talk about, cost and environment, so it was fine, okay? But a lot of those little grammatical things. Let's look at the next paragraph. On the other hand, experts have here underlined that the world as we know it nowadays would not have been possible without renewable spelling energy. This is largely because in the last couple of centuries, the world's economies have been boosted by coal, C-O-A-L, petroleum and natural gas refineries. Cambridge University predicted that developing countries such, you're missing a word here, such as India, Niger, or Turkey would not be able to reach the state of a developed country if green energy takes over. More specifically, they analyzed India's economy and stated that it is almost exclusively based on coal, C-O-A-L, refineries and the increasing spelling here, use of renewable energy would be able to cover only a fourth of the natural energy demand. Moreover, also developed countries would, you don't need both also and moreover, pick one. So also, developed countries would be drastically affected due to the impossibility to cover the energy needs vital for national security. Cambridge University projections predicted that the tourism with an O sector would be extremely damaged by green economy, and for a country such as Italy, the impact would be catastrophic. Why? You don't tell me why. Here we go. Let's see. The country's wealth would drop with a cascade effect on the welfare and economic stability. All right, you still don't explain to me how or why this would happen. For this reason, it is clear we are going to face a lack of energy resources and readapting our life accordingly. All right, I don't feel that this paragraph was as strong as the other one was. You didn't really explain to me why green energy is a problem. Sure, you mentioned some information about infrastructure. Where was that? Here we go. Yeah, you said that the increased use would only cover a fourth, but I don't really feel you explained the whys. One of the things that I want you to do when you're writing these essays is after your ideas, ask yourself why, how. And if there is something else you can say, no matter how self-explanatory it seems, you should write it, okay? You know that you have really developed your essay well when there are no more whys or hows to ask, okay? So let me show you what I mean. Okay, experts have underlined that the world as we know it would not have been possible without renewable energy. Why? Well, because in the last couple of centuries, the world's economies have been boosted by coal, petroleum, and natural gas. Okay, that you've answered that question. So fine. Then you give us an example. You tell us about these countries, let's see, and then they would not be able to reach a state of a developed country if green energy takes over. Oh, really? Why? And then you answer that. So that's good. So up to a certain point, you're fine here. It is exclusively based on coal, and renewable energy would only be able to cover a fourth. Now here, there is a why that you didn't answer. Oh, really? Why would renewable energy only supply a fourth? Okay, so then you said developed country, it would be in developed countries it would be impossible to cover the energy needs. Oh, really? Why? Again, there's a why here. This tourism sector would be damaged, but I still don't understand why. Okay, and then you say that the wealth would drop, but this whole second part of the paragraph leaves me with a ton of whys. Do you understand? So while I thought in the beginning of the paragraph you did well, when you got to the second half of the paragraph, I keep saying, okay, well, what do you mean? Why? Why would this happen? You're stating things, but you're not really exploring them appropriately. Okay, so I thought you should have done more. All right, let's keep moving on. To conclude from the arguments points given, I firmly believe that although with no T here, certain risks have to be taken into consideration. All right, you can't have although and however in a sentence, so let's try it again. To conclude from the arguments and points given, I firmly believe that although certain risks have to be taken into consideration, the growth of green energy would reduce water contamination, singular, air pollution, and acid rain. Threats that may not be affecting our energy security, but most likely our existence. Careful with your spelling here, existence. And energy as well, energy. All right, your conclusion was okay, but as you can see, the essay had two issues that I kept bringing up. One was the grammar. I had to consistently talk to you about the grammar. So that's one issue. And then the second issue is with some of the task achievement. I thought that some of it needed to be more explored, more developed, and a little more in detail. All right? So keep those things in mind. And now let's take a look at your task 1. All right, so let's just open that up.
Hi, Ariella. Thanks for submitting your map too. Okay, let's take a look here what you wrote. The two maps illustrate, through pictorial symbols, the differences before and after an urban settlement on a portion of a peninsula in a 1 to 100 meter scale. All right, I want you to be careful here. There's no reason for you to assume this is a peninsula. In fact, it looks pretty certain that it's an island. In fact, I think the task even says that. Look, there's sea, and there's beach here, which makes you assume that there's sea as well. We don't hear that there's sea, but I always assumed there was. I'm fairly certain that the task, if you look at it, says island. So a peninsula is something totally different. This is one of those ways where IELTS is actually testing your vocabulary. So be careful about that kind of thing. All right. Okay. And also, I don't necessarily believe that the word urban is correct. Think about what urban means. There's nothing to make us think that there's anything urban about this. There are no office buildings. There's no industry. So calling it urban for me feels rather inaccurate. It's really more tourist facilities. I don't know if you can see it from your image, but we've got a hotel here, you've got a mall, you've got a restaurant. So there's nothing kind of giving us the impression that this is urban. It really feels rather like a resort kind of location, tourist facilities and so forth. Okay, so let's move on. The first map shows the original state of the land, where 8 trees were scattered across the land, a couple of them in the northeast of the island, one in the center north, 2 in the south, and 1 in the center south, and another couple in the northwest area nearby the beach. All right, you could have added a new paragraph. You could have made this its own paragraph, all right here. The second map displays how the settlement, okay, not urban, settlements have been built and how the whole environment has changed. First of all, in the west area of the island has been divided into 2 blocks by a footpath, and every block, north and south, this is a little awkward, counts 3 houses each, has 3 houses each. It would have sounded a little more natural. In the south, a pier has been built and connected. A pier has been built and is connected by a vehicle path to the shopping center placed in the center of the island. From the shopping center, a roundabout, okay, allows cars to reach a hotel. I see, okay. Let's see, where was that? Turning south and into a bar turning towards north. All right, this, I gotta be honest with you, Ariella, it's kind of awkward. You didn't have to say it was a roundabout. A roundabout is one of those little rotaries. We don't really get the impression here that this is a roundabout. It's just a road that kind of circles around the hotel or a mall, whatever that building is. So I wouldn't really say that it's a roundabout, although I like the fact that you know that word and you try to use it, great, but don't think it's entirely accurate. So I want to try this sentence again because this kind of tripped me up a little bit. So from the shopping center, oh yeah, you did say shopping center. So from the shopping center, a circular road allows cars to reach the hotel. The hotel is this one, okay. Turning south and into a bar. I don't understand that, and into a bar. That's I'm pretty sure it says restaurant. So this whole section of the sentence really confuses me. All right. From the, I'm going to say it again, restaurant, it is possible to drive to new, not habitations, to new accommodation placed in the middle of the island. Those 8 houses have been erected in the middle of the land in a circular way, okay, causing the cutting down of the 3 trees once located in the center and center-south area. An artificial lake has been created between the accommodations and the 2 trees at, careful, the northeast of the island. Moreover, a footpath has been created to connect those 8 accommodation areas, and also the bar to the hotel. Okay, again, I'm pretty sure it's a restaurant. The intervention, again, I got rid of urban, has caused the loss, L-O-S-S, of some green areas in favor of accommodation, singular, and the territorial morphology has changed due to the new artificial lake and sidewalk and roads. You could have put, look, new artificial lake, comma, sidewalk and roads now cross the land to connect buildings, S, and housing, no S. All right, well, the good news is that you've included everything. You've included all the areas of this map that you need to include. You even mentioned the scale, which I'm very happy about. You mentioned the lake. Good. So yeah, you mentioned everything. So now let me tell you what's problematic about this essay. The first problem is some of the language, some of the vocabulary primarily, was a little inaccurate. It certainly wasn't precise. And so that's something holding this answer back. But there is something else holding this answer back, which is even far more important and would definitely lower your task achievement score here. I can guarantee it. There is no overview, Ariella. Now, even though it's a map, it still requires an overview. Every task one requires an overview. And if you're not sure about what to write in your overview, because maybe you've never seen a particular kind of task before, just look at the image and say to yourself, okay, what's the main thing I see here? What are they showing me? What's the biggest thing that just kind of stands out that I'm supposed to look at? And if you can put that into appropriate language, that's your overview. And so that's what you should have done here. So it could have been something as simple as, overall, the image shows an island before and after it became a tourist area filled with various infrastructure and facilities for tourism. Okay? Or you could say after construction, overall, after construction, the island became suitable for various tourist activities. That's it. Okay? So something like that was really all you had to say. Okay? Or you could say that much human intervention took place on this island in order to make it inhabitable for tourism or for residents. Okay? So something like that would have been in a really appropriate overview here. But like I said, you included everything, and I liked a lot of what you wrote, so you did a good job. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this is your last set with us. I don't remember if you've mentioned to us when your exam is, but if you've got a little time, I'd like you to sign up for more essay corrections. I think there's more progress that we can make together. I have seen your essays most certainly progress since you've started the course, but I'd like to see more work. I'd like to be able to say to you confidently, you know what, Ariella, you're ready. You're going to, knock them dead when you take your writing test. So if you got an opportunity to sign up for more essay corrections, please do so. And, we'll continue with essay writing and giving you feedback and helping you improve, okay? So let's see if that's something you can do. Either way, let us know what you plan to do. Let us know what your test plans are, as well as some countries I know are opening up test centers again. So let us know, and I look forward to hearing from you, and wish you lots of good luck.